Welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off last week. We are back on our Navy characters, or Imperial characters, as the case may be. And
Yeah, me hearties. Time to
yes,
go to the officers' club and have a few.
yes.
The
So,
officers' mess.
yeah, we're going to
Y'all,
be picking
y'all
up.
enlisted can go to the enlisted mess.
Right? Yes. We'll be picking up where these guys left off with those characters. Oh, well, here's your enlisted mess right here. Like, not well. I mean,
You go.
not that far away, but it kind of is considering how big this ship is. But no Wes tonight. So he got off work a little late, and so we will be missing him tonight. Before we get started, we would like to bring attention to the fact that we do have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got hoodies and T-shirts and buttons, and we've got whiskey rocks glasses and a beer stein, and there's a fleece blanket that comes in 3 different sizes. There's all sorts of stuff on there, and 100% of the proceeds from that store goes directly back into our channel. We've got all these little minor subscriptions that pop up, like Roll20 Pro, for instance. We've got Incarnate Pro, a bunch of stuff, and they're all little, but they all get together, and they seem to come around at the same time at the beginning of the month. And so, if you want to help us out, we appreciate that. Go get yourself a T-shirt or a button, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. All right. I need for you guys. So there's going to be some rolls here. First roll I need is a. Let's go ahead and get a carouse plus social check from somebody. Actually, all of you can make a carouse plus social check.
I'm not going to do well. I don't have carouse.
Yeah, I got a 4 because I don't have carouse.
Okay.
I got 11.
You got an 11? Wow.
You gotta carry all of us. So,
Apparently.
I get a 6.
Okay, so. All right. Let's see.
Is it a normal or do we need an 8?
It would be an 8, but that's okay. So I'm counting up.
I'm in the officers' mess anyway.
I'm counting up.
I'm having a real Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Right.
So a 2. And then I need somebody to make a diplomat plus. Oh. Trying to
Not
I have a
decide
me.
0 in
which direction I'm going with that.
diplomat plus what?
Diplomat plus.
Social?
You
I'd
can make a
imagine.
diplomat plus EDU check. Or either EDU or intellect, your choice.
EDU? Oh, education?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'll give me a 0. So I'll try it.
Straight
Yeah,
roll.
5.
And a
7.
Okay. And then last but not least, I need somebody to make a broker plus intellect check.
Three. That sucked. Okay. I'm so used to being
I
awesome.
got a 6.
That's not as bad as it could be.
I got an 8 on the
Okay.
broker.
Okay, so with an 8 and a
7.
and a 7, yeah.
I
So
got 7 in the
so
first row.
where we last saw the Marines and our one Navy character, you guys went on a. You were supposed to go on a rumor gathering mission for what, 2 months? Was it, let's see, Dirty Beast, T6 Parsec. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was about 2 months.
Wait, so that's like 8 weeks of carousing? Is there a chance for us to?
Well, so Colonel Zayden kind of went. He went off the rails with this, and if you remember, instead of going in the direction that he was supposed to go, he ended up going closer towards the Aslan Harate. He went over this way to. I want to say he went to Sink, and then the plan from Sink was to go to Tyok, which Tyok is a huge port. And what those roles was to figure out, how this entire situation panned out. So part of that problem, part of this trip wasn't just rumor gathering. You were also given 2 mega credits for expenses and to purchase supplies for the flotilla, which you succeeded in purchasing the supplies. As far as rumors, you were able to get 1 rumor that was essentially, you have heard about recent events in the Trojan Reach, stuff that your other characters have gotten up to. You have heard rumors about there was a big diplomatic to do at ASIS against between ASIS, Prince Richter, and an Aslan fleet that almost threw the entire sector into a war. There were just a number of things that you guys already took part in it. There was, of course, a slight uprising at Spurl that, of course, many are suspecting pirate activity was to, I guess, not necessarily blame for that, but definitely assisted in it. And during all of this, you were able to go to Tyok, which is where you probably gathered a lot of these rumors. But at Tyok, you kind of got into some trouble, and you got into trouble, but were able to talk your way out of it enough that you didn't end up basically disappearing in some Aslan gulag somewhere. They just basically banished you. they kicked you off of Tyok and the high ports, but you didn't leave empty-handed. You had your cargo hold full, and so there is that. So you bring back that information that you've gathered, and the cargo hold full. Does somebody have an? Somebody needs to make an admin plus intellect or education.
Okay, that's a straight roll for me also, so I'll do that.
Dang, I got all the talent.
I got 10.
Okay.
It's gotta be something.
So yeah, I mean, Vice Admiral Krond isn't he's not thrilled with these results, but he's not he's not pissed off either. I mean, technically speaking, you guys did what you were supposed to do, and you know, you came back with the supplies, and you did come back with some rumors, and so, um, I mean, you did technically follow the orders to pretty much the bare minimum, which in a lot of cases is exactly how the military goes. I don't know very many people that go above and beyond, but part of the other part of this is that when you got back initially, Krond was he gave you guys 2 weeks of leave on Birney, and but you were intercepted by Fixer Brell. I don't know if he's the one who's shifty. That may or may not have caused an explosion, and this guy. Anyways, he kind of intercepts you guys, and instead of going to Birney, you guys end up going on another basically basic consumables and uncommon raw materials cargo run, all the way over to Paul, which isn't that far away, and he gave you guys. He basically lifted a bunch of military-grade weapons from the Eurisko's armory for you guys to trade for these goods. And he, he decided he was going to give you a cut of the profits. And so out of that run, do some quick math here. You each gained a profit of 250,000 credits each.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, I don't need to be in the military anymore.
Yeah, you can sock that away for when you muster out. Yeah, there was a profit of a million credits, and you guys sold that on Paul. Oddly enough, the people that you sold it to was an Aslan Ihati group that had basically set up there, and they had these raw materials and basic consumer goods, but they were interested in purchasing these weapons from you because they were, after recent events, of which you got rumors of a situation on Paul involving, again, possible pirates and the finding of a Sindalian cache, or Sindalian cache, however you want to say that. They wanted some weapons in order to protect themselves, and so that's where you got that. So you've had a busy, 3 months, but you have now made it back to the Eurisko. And I think this is the right one. Nope. I know. One deck starts looking like all the others. There we go. And so you are back in the process of unloading the Dirty Beast. They are offloading stuff. And there is another ship in the forward hangar that is also unloading some supplies. And right now, part of the hangar has the grav plating turned off. So this makes it, of course, easier to move some of these crates. And one of these crates, one of the crew members, shoves it out of this cargo bay of this smaller ship that is docked here, and he messes up, and it goes kind of tumbling, and it bounces, and the lid of the crate opens up, and everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
I have that. Oh, I got recon at 0. Sweet. 11. Heck yeah.
Nice.
I also got 11.
Wow.
Rolling well today.
I got a 7.
So, so you kind of all watch in horror, and but um, but Happy, you get distracted because Ogleby, I have his picture too.
He's in the mobsters mess with me.
Perhaps, yes. This gentleman, who is Kron's right hand man, comes up to you and puts a sealed envelope in your hand, and it is sealed with Vice Admiral Kron's wax seal. And he tells you, he tells Happy that you need to get this letter to the aft docking bay, and you need to put this in the hands of the courier and tell them that it needs to be sent to Tobiah.
Right after I finish my Jack Daniels.
Yes, well, make sure that you do it soon. The courier will be leaving.
All right.
Captain
Good.
Captain Darren and
Give me that
Master
bottle.
Gunnery, Master Gunny Jace, when this crate hits the wall and the lid opens up, you note that the inside of the lid comes apart, revealing that there is a secret compartment, and you see all of these files, these little glass vials of a green liquid come out of this secret compartment and are now floating around the cargo bay.
We should taste it.
do you remember that girl that we played with on Saturdays?
Is that Romulan ale?
It is not. There was a girl we played with at our Saturday game at the game shop, and like every time we turned around, she, oh, you find something new, I lick it. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Did she die?
I hope this isn't a cool disease that
How many times did she die?
No, she got, well,
once.
yeah, I think she did die once, and she almost got the entire party killed when she decided to lick a bunch of the water in a bunch of stagnant barrels filled with brackish water. She licked it only for ghouls to pop out of the barrels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
That was
times.
something.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, these things are floating around the cargo bay. What do you guys?
I want to look at it closely. Is it labeled at all?
It is
just
not, but it is a medical style vial with the top where you can insert a syringe.
Well, I think the smart thing to do is pretend like I never saw any of this and put it back how it was, because I don't want to do a bunch of paperwork. What do you think?
We could try swirling away one of them.
Well, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak one into my pocket.
Okay.
And put the rest away.
Go ahead and make a athletics dex check.
All right. Let's see.
No, but it's not filled with acid, and you whip it, and it dissolves your legs.
It just dissolves through his pocket.
I got a 10.
You
Okay.
probably did fine.
So, yes, you that's peculiar. My phone just decided, like, all of a sudden give me messages from like 2 hours ago. Oh, hey, you got messages. Thanks. Thank God for notifications, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So Captain Darren reaches and grabs one and sticks it in his pocket, and nobody notices that this happened because they're all too busy. Most of these guys are ensigns and deckhands, and they're not very adept at 0G operations, and so they're trying to clumsily grab as much of this stuff as they possibly can. You tuck one into your pocket. Happy, what are you doing with the letter?
I'm on my way back to the aft dock or whatever it is,
Okay,
and inebriated.
you are inebriated.
I am sort of stumbling along back there,
Okay,
only mildly inebriated.
on
Like I'm not going to throw up yet.
on the cover or on the front of this envelope. So the back is stamped with Kron's personal wax seal. It's very unusual that anybody sends an actual handwritten letter anywhere. Usually it's just somebody would hand you a data file and say, "Here, go bring." This is an actual handwritten letter in an envelope, and on the front is it's clearly written on Imperial Third Imperium stationery, because there is actually the sunburst on the front of this envelope. And you stumble your way into the aft docking bay, and there's the courier ship docked, and you can see that the captain is there passing some orders along to several of the courier crew, and you come up to him. What do you tell him?
The damn admiral wants us to send to whatever planet it was. He said, Tobiah?
Ogilvy said to send it to Tobiah.
Send it to Tobiah. Here, you take it. I get 250,000 credits. Can I buy a passage? I want to get off this thing.
Secure that. So he says, okay, and he tucks it inside his jacket, and the courier ship, indeed, the courier ship leaves promptly. I will allow.
Damn it, I'm not on it.
I will allow Happy to make a recon plus intellect check, and also because you're inebriated, I will say that you have to make it with a bane. So roll 3 and take the 2 lowest.
So we're making a what kind of check?
It is a recon plus intellect check.
Okay, so I do it +1.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I get a 7. +1 is 8.
So as you're kind of swaying, you've still got your bottle of booze, and you're kind of swaying back towards where you were. And out of the corner of your eye, you see the courier ship, and it is making for the 100 diameter limit in order to make its jump. But you, being a pilot yourself, you note that it's going not necessarily the wrong direction, but it's not the typical route that one would go if you were to be going to make
Tobiah.
a jump to Tobiah. You close one eye and you look out the window and you kind of line up the stars, and you're like, he would be going that way and he's going that way.
Good for him. He told me.
Fuck him, I don't care.
Damn admiral. Serve him right.
So you guys are basically stumbling around the ship for the next couple of days after this event. What is Darren doing with the vial that he picked up?
A handy injector. You could inject
it does
into
have a
yourself.
handy injector. I could inject it into somebody else also.
You're going to share with the whole class.
I mean, you have some other options. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I'm thinking I would do some chemistry analysis with it. Whether I could take it to somebody I could trust. I don't know. Maybe fixer. I could talk to the fixer and see if he might be able to help me figure out
Trust
what this is.
Mr. Shifty.
Yeah, I like him.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't plan.
You did something unexpected.
You
Oh
did something
no.
unexpected, but I like the direction you're going with this. So you you make your way to Fixer Brell, and he, I mean, he's just as slouchy and slimy as he was the first time that you ever met him. But the old woman, Captain Lanot, the only reason this guy is still aboard her ship is because she thinks he's a genius at battlefield repairs.
Mhm.
I mean, he's also caused a lot of problems too, but
Yeah.
Little column A, little column B. And so he's kind of probably doing something shifty. He looks like he's altering a cargo manifest and actively miscounting a case of grenades. And you kind of startle him as he's standing there. And yeah, what do you want?
Oh, I was just wondering if you could help me figure out is there somebody I could trust to do some chemistry on this ship?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got some contacts down in the medical labs. What are you looking to have tested?
Some
green shit.
strange vial. Really sure what it is, so I just want to find out what it is.
So sure. He says, but what's in it for me?
We'll give you some.
Let's see. So I can just watch out for you and prevent what you're doing right now from being common knowledge.
Go ahead and make a persuade plus social check. Or no, I guess this would be a persuade plus intellect check.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. I got 5.
He says,
You
I can usually work my way out of that. He says,
all right. I'll slip you, 200?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that seems adequate. So he points you in a direction towards a med lab. Is there a med lab up here? Evidently, if you are shot or get the flu, you're fucked on this deck. He gives you he gives you the name of a lab tech, and you go down to deck 2, and there's a I think it's on deck. Maybe not.
Klondike bar.
Oh God, yeah, Klondike. So fucking good. Evidently, I am wrong. That would be Marine Operations deck. I know. Yes, right here, number 8. So he gives you the name of a technician in the starboard med bay, and you head down there, and it takes it actually takes about 4 hours, but you get a comm message from a private comm message directly to you from this lab tech, and they tell you that the lab tech, first of all, is whispering into the comm, and he says, "I don't know where you got this, but why the fuck did you give it to me? I don't want to be involved in that."
No problem. I can come pick it up.
He says, "Okay." He says, "Okay." So you make your way down there, and he hands you this vial back, and tells you that this vial is highly illegal. Now there were maybe 20 of these things in that secret compartment that were rounded up and put back into that case and sent on their way to somebody aboard this ship. What you do know is that cargo was going directly to Admiral Cron and his private circle. If you remember, they've taken over one of the officers' lounges and kind of turned it into their own private clubhouse, right? Which is where much of these are going, including that particular cargo case that opened up. And this tech tells you, he says, yeah, this is exceptionally illegal. We could be thrown in the brig and possibly court-martialed just for having this. It is a Psi-Drug.
Yum.
Oh wow. Well, thank you.
I should have licked it.
I'm
I
gonna
fucking
give
knew it,
him.
man.
I'm gonna give him 1,000 credits and be like, let's just keep this between us.
He says, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to say nothing. I don't even want to know that this thing even exists. So, as you know, psionics are exceptionally illegal in the Imperium. There are a few rare cases, such mostly species that have that ability innately. They're born that way. They're, for the most part, overlooked as long as they're not actively trying to enhance their natural abilities. But there were I don't want to, don't quote me on the year, but I think it was around Imperial year 800. There was what was called the psionic suppressions. And for the most part, and I want to say that this happened, was it the first or second Frontier War? There was this big propaganda, big line of political bullshit that came out during one of the Frontier Wars that essentially you know before before 800 or so, the Imperium had psionics institutes. They had academies, the whole 9 yards. They were investigating the scientific angles of the use of psionics just as much as anybody else was. Of course, they're not as well versed in it as the Jordani are, who were the opposing side of the Frontier Wars. But before that, they had academies in the whole 9 yards. You could go to college to become a scion. During the psionic suppressions, because of the Jordani, there was a whole bunch of propaganda that came out where it was essentially, you know, news programs and politicians saying, well, how do you know that these psionicists from these academies aren't reading your minds as you walk down the street? How do you know that any of your private thoughts are really yours? These people can't be trusted. And then that propaganda warped into an abuse and scandal situation where some of these academies were seen abusing the students or taking advantage of them in some way or what have you. And you know, never mind the fact that a lot of these academies and institutes that are being blamed for abuse or turning out the possible subjects that are spying on their own citizens' private thoughts. Never mind the fact that those were all government funded. They were these weren't just, you know, some mom and pop psionic institute. These were imperial academies, and because of that, the Imperium cracked down, and it got really ugly, really quick, to the point where Imperial Marines were boarding a ship that was rumored to have scions aboard. There were planets that were suppressed. It bordered on Civil War, martial law kind of situations. And that was the psionic suppressions. It was very ugly. And so since then, psionics are outlawed. You can't trust scions. Jodani are scions. They spy on you. They have thought police. Literally, they have the Jodani literally have thought police. There's a bureau of police that walk the streets, and if they will randomly read people's minds, and if they find that you are unhappy for any reason, you don't like your job, or you're not happy with your arranged marriage, or your kid grew up ugly, what have you, then they will snatch you off the street and put you into a re-education center to correct it and make sure that you have happy thoughts. So they don't want this in the Imperium, and that's why they outlawed it. And so it's very illegal. I mean, having this now, if I remember correctly, and let me double check that I do, but I don't think that Psi-Drug works unless you have here. They restore Psi if taken when the user has already spent Psi points, or temporarily increases the user Psi if taken when at full strength. So you have to have psionics in order for these drugs to do anything. If you have no psionics, then they do nothing for you. But these,
well, that's handy because I happen to have psi.
Right.
I have 1 point of psi.
Right. And so, yeah, this is a tech level 8 double Psi-Drug. It would, let's see here. It could restore 6 Psi or give you a +4 boost. How long does it last?
Ooh.
Temporarily increase Psi. So you make an endurance check -1 per dose. So this is a double, so it'd be -2. Oh, per week. So you would fall ill if you failed that check. Suffering 3D damage and permanently reducing your Psi score by 1. So you might possibly take this, get sick, and not have any Psi at all. But for a limited amount of time, it would boost your Psi up to 5.
For a week?
For now,
For a
I'm
week.
mostly concerned about figuring out who is using this.
Well, you know that it was going to Kron's private little club.
Right. So I believe we have some goggles that will let us see Psi.
Do we? Was that something this group had, or that was the pirates?
No, that was us.
That was us? Okay.
That would
Yeah,
be
I think
something
it's
that
the
would be
Kenvue goggles.
that would be available from the armory, but you would have to check it out.
Okay, so we wouldn't have it on hand. It was something we had at one point.
Yeah, it was a mission specific item.
Ah, yes. Interesting. I don't think I want to check that out.
Let me
Yet.
take my bottle of Jack Daniels down to the armory and see if I can check something out.
All right.
Okay, so you wander down to the armory. You know, I'm looking at this. There's got to be. Oh yeah, there is. There is an armory. It is. Oh my God, my eyes are gonna cross. It says it is a 2. Oh, I see what it's saying. Okay. So a 2. Here we go. There's a 2. Is wait. This is deck 2.
It says armory 1.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it says deck 1. I don't see any numbers on deck 1. Anyways, you get over to the armory. And go ahead and make a go ahead and make a carouse plus endurance check.
Well, that's the wrong thing. I was going to do persuade plus social.
Well, I want to see how drunk you are first.
Oh, is it still the same time? Carouse plus what?
It's been a couple days. Carouse plus endurance.
Oh, this is not going to roll good. This is not going to roll good. Three.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be. So, go ahead and make your. So you come stumbling into the armory, and the armory chief looks up, and just kind of snickers. Says, "Yeah, what do you need, Happy?"
Say, me and some other the guys want to have some fun. We want to check some things out on the ship. I promise we won't leave the ship. We just need it for about a week.
He says, okay. What are you looking for?"
We're looking for a Psi helmet. And I have half of this bottle of Jack Daniels I'm willing to trade for it. It's from Earth.
Ooh. And I'm going to give you a +2 for the bottle of Jack. So he... Let me look these things up. Did I already put them in? Maybe I did.
It'll look cool when you run around the ship shooting each other with paintball guns.
With side goggles on. Okay. Let's see. These are... Man, there's a number of items here. I say. So these are Sci-Finder binoculars, and these are. Oh no, they are they are a visor. But I mean, you basically put them on like glasses. These are highly, he tells you, I'm not going to put your name down. I'm just going to go ahead and slip these to you. These are tech level 17, so these are highly prototype, items, or maybe not prototype, but they're exceptionally advanced tech. The ship probably only has one or two of these. They do have the binocular type, but he hands you over the Sci-Finder visor, and it's just a thin visor. You kind of look like you're either going skiing or coming, in the 80s, or coming out of a cyberpunk novel, and they fit over your eyes, and he shows you how to turn these on. And anything, so it says these are the same as Pris binoculars, but have one additional setting. By turning on a special filter, the Sci-Finder places a nimbus of luminescent light around the image of anything with a psi score. The stronger and brighter the nimbus is, the more powerful the psionic ability of the individual viewed. A higher tech version of these is available in a thin visor form, either as a standalone item or as a coating. So these are just a pair of glasses that will, when powered on, will allow you to see a aura around somebody who has psionics. And he tells you, he's like, I'm not going to put your name down. I'm not going to put my name down. He goes, but yeah, have them back to me, at the end of the week, and we'll just call it good. And he kind of takes your bottle and he kind of taps it, and he steps to the back, takes a swig of it, and he's like, damn, that's good. Soleimani Jack Daniels.
Nice.
So what's your plan here?
Yeah, what is your plan?
I thought it was Happy's plan, but yeah. So I guess now that we have the goggles, we just need to find a reason to go check out um the office. I guess not the office, but the place that they've kind of taken over.
Yes.
This club of.
If I can find. Yeah, I think it's right here. So, you three, the Scooby Gang, coming up.
I'm like, what are we doing here?
We're
I'm
looking for Psy
Why?
because we want to know who is using it. Because
Using what? You guys haven't told me anything.
Psionics.
I'm just following you
yeah.
down the
Yeah,
hallway.
you can just
you
hang
haven't
out
told
with us.
you haven't told Jace. Jace can't keep their mouth shut. So don't tell
Could be
Jace.
true.
So, yeah. What is your what are you coming up for an excuse to go visit Kron's social club?
So yeah, so Kron, let's see, we could go up there.
Maybe I should go in and tell him that I sent his letter.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good use.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I can't come up with anything better.
So you guys, as you are entering, all of you get the sudden feel that the ship is moving. Now, I mean, normally on a perfectly tuned vessel, theoretically speaking, because of the grav plating and everything else, you wouldn't feel anything. There's no such thing as a perfectly tuned vessel, especially one of 75,000 tons. And so, so you can tell when the ship gets underway, and you know you get that feeling of the sudden shift in the grav plating, that momentary adjustment that happens when the ship goes to pretty much full thrust. They're going a fast burn, so they're probably in a hurry to get to the 100 diameter jump limit to make a jump. And as you enter, you see Admiral Krond is sitting there with his cronies, and he says, "Oh, good. I'm glad that you're here." And he says, "We've gotten information that that there is a potential pirate base in the fantasy system."
What?
And I've already dispatched
Fantastic.
Morloon Lake and 6 Gazelle class escorts heading that direction, and we ourselves are jumping to Fantasy to stamp out this pirate menace.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. What do we need to do to prepare for this attack?
He says, "Well, we will, of course. You will be a part of the fighter assault, but you won't be in charge of this. We will be sending our what is she? She is I guess she's the flight CAG. Yeah, she's like she's the CAG. Rhoda Red Voidborn. You know Rhoda or Red.
Red leader.
Yeah, Red. She herself was born on a pirate station, and you know, piracy being punishable by death. At the age of 11, her whole family was arrested and thrown out an airlock. But a naval officer, and it is rumored that it is the old woman herself, Captain Lynott, kind of took pity on Red and spared her and brought her back with her to the Imperium. And Red grew up as an orphan on Pax Rulin, kind of hanging out on the fringes of the naval bases, and signed up. And today is known as one of the best pilots on the Eurisko. And so it will be Red that will be leading the fighter assault on these attacks. But Admiral Cron is all kinds of excited. We are going to stamp out piracy in fantasy.
And does anybody see in Auroras?
Yeah, who's looking through the visor?
Not me.
Yep.
I wouldn't know what to look for. I know it's
Want
filled
me
me
to?
in.
Is it me?
I mean,
I think it's you, Happy.
Okay.
I think it's Happy.
Shouldn't it be somebody who can actually have a recon check?
You don't need to make a recon check. So out of you're kind of wearing these goofy looking glasses, and out of a back room, you see Ogleby come out, and he's got a plate of food, like he always he's waiting on Vice Admiral Cron hand and foot, like he always does. Including, he sets the plate of food down and he tastes it to make sure it's not poisoned, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine, sir. It's very tasty." You look at Ogleby, and there is a bright aura around him.
Ooh.
Oh shit! And then I say to the admiral, "Sir, I was able to get your ship on your letter on the courier, and it promptly left."
He says, "Oh, excellent, excellent." He says, that is very good news. I apologize that you had to rush that down, but there was minimal amount of time to get the letter to the courier before they left. You see, it is to my fiance, and I who you guys have seen at the very beginning of this entire endeavor. She is the niece of the Duke of Tobiah. And her name is Eridani, and he's like, I know it's anachronistic, but I prefer to send a handwritten letter to my fiance rather than the impersonal touch of a computer. I thank you for getting that.
Sounds very romantic, sir.
Wow, really? Do you think so? I'm really hoping that she'll think so. I mean, this marriage
and so do we all.
This marriage will promote me. I might become a full admiral of the Imperial Navy.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So you see that,
and I think to myself, yeah, and I might go back to the Imperial fleet instead of stuck in this colonial one.
Right.
My dad hates me.
Stuck in a punitive flotilla.
I need to get back to the real fleet. This is the time of my career where I have to make a choice about staying in small craft or going over to be command track for something bigger.
That's true. That is true. Well, I mean, if this goes well, it could promote your career too. So you now know that Ogleby is psionic. What are you going to do with this piece of information?
Bully him with it later.
Right. Yes.
Spread vicious rumors to that effect. That's what I'm going to do.
So it explains a lot.
So I get on my neural comm. I assume the other two have something like it.
Right.
And just let them say.
I don't know. Do you guys have a Neuralcom?
Neuralcom.
Is that standard? I don't think
it would be an augment. Yeah, it would be a cybernetic.
I don't think I have anything in my head.
No, okay. Yeah. We don't have that, so I won't be able to say anything until we get away.
Okay, so I mean, it'll be a week before you reach fantasy. So you can, you guys can all make each of you can make a diplomat plus social check to try to graciously exit the the unofficial officers' mess.
Or so I think I'm like tripping on the way out.
Likely, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 12.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I got 4.
Shit.
Do I got to stay stuck in this place?
No.
I'm out of Jack Daniels from Earth. All I got is imitation from Tobiah.
I'll just drag you both with me.
There you go. Thank you.
Wow. And his. Okay.
I have to go, sir. I have to go talk to Red.
So
make sure we get the ships ready.
Oh yeah, and he just kind of waves you off. So Vice Admiral Kron has no recon skill, and he's only got a 6 for intellect. He was a -3 for his roll. Wow, he's not doing any better. And he gets a 3. So you are not noticed as you clumsily make your way out, and Captain Darren kind of, ushers you guys out of the mess, and you guys make your way back to the Marine Operations Pod, where you are in your personal quarters. You can decide. Actually, you're probably over here in the mess, drinking.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm in L.
So, yeah, what do you want to do with this information?
I think we should tuck it under our hats until it becomes.
I tell
until we get a
everybody
reason
that
to
it's
do
Ogoby. He's got drugs.
So as far as my guess
his thigh must be
is that
10, must be 10 plus when he's on that drug.
yeah, my guess is that he's in charge of Admiral Kron. That he's like leading him along. I wonder if that's true.
Well, does Ogoby have
So
more
you
than
think we
6
can alert him
intellect?
right away then?
Oh no, we shouldn't alert Admiral Kron. I think we should keep a very close eye on them both, though.
Okay.
I mean, did you want to take it to the old woman?
I'm wondering, should I
We did a lot of shit we're not supposed to
do that?
This
And
information.
is this a good idea to like bring that up to her? Because what we would have to do is tell her that I stole the vial.
We found side drugs
you
on
don't have
board
to
ship.
do that at all.
Oh, we were just looking around and we found side drugs on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, you don't have to bring up the side drugs at all. What we can do is just say we were fucking around with those goggles.
Yeah.
And what's his ass lit up. That's all we have to tell her, actually.
That's true. We could just get away with that. All we have to do is say, we just borrowed some goggles. For the fun of it, to shoot paintball at each other.
Side goggles to shoot paintball.
Not for that.
But... yeah, I mean, that's an option. You could take it to the captain.
You could say you were being like vigilant or whatever to root out psychic people. Some psionic people.
We thought there were psychics on board, and the Empire doesn't like that. Roddy body.
So,
yeah, that's true. The Empire does not like that, and if these two are or if Ogleby is psionic, then that's cause for us to get the Imperium on our side immediately and get rid of him.
You should get rid of the side drugs you have, though, because it'll all go on. We'll all be under a microscope like the minute we report someone that high ranking. So,
right,
you might want to.
So I should dispose of that immediately. Is there a place where I could dispose of that, like
your-
an incinerator
In your veins.
in my veins? I could just take it.
Just take it, you know. Yeah, I mean,
It
You
won't
could
do,
eject
it
out of
won't
the
do
ship.
anything. How many doses in one of those is in one of those capsules?
so this is a double dose. So one dose, according to this.
Oh yeah, do you want to?
I want to keep it. I honestly want to keep it.
But you're psionic, so do you want to risk like a
What is your
like
psi
them cracking
rating?
down on this? I mean, we don't know that, but I would imagine your character would factor that into the response because
Yeah.
it might expose you as well.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
double. If you.
Oh, I look
you-
at him and it glows faintly. He has a faint aurora.
He has a very, very faint.
No.
Like, very faint. Like, it could either
You could
be
take your-
he's got a faint aura, or maybe there's something in your eye you can't tell. That's how small
Right.
his is. But
Yeah, I don't think it would affect it because I with a 1, I'm not going to get a
Anything.
whole lot of attention. But if Ogilby is bright,
yes,
It's
he's
that
very
electric-
bright.
On that drug, he must be a 10 plus.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I had some,
So, I mean, you know, this is a double dose, so it will boost +4. Yeah.
And I figure he's at least a 6 with the bright as he was.
I mean, it would restore...
I think I want to hold on to it for now. I suspect it's going to be handy once Ogilby knows that he's been caught. So I might hold on to it until at least that point.
Okay. Okay.
Why don't we
Alright,
we could send
better
a
we
note to
tell him?
Ogilby. We could send a note to Ogilby going, "Hey, what are you doing with the side drugs?"
You just send him an anonymous email, internship email. Hey, Dick, what do you do with the subject? So, are you just sitting on this information, or are you taking it to the captain?
I'm sitting on it. I'm not doing anything with it, but everybody else can do what they want.
I like the idea of getting the Imperium involved. Because I don't trust these guys, and so
They're trying to get us killed.
yeah, Kron is trying. He's doing his damnedest
Okay.
to get us killed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we should take it to the captain of the ship and see what she says.
Okay. Let me... I'm on the wrong deck again. D. D, 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 D. It's funny because the Friday night game, they're using the same class of ship, and you would think that spending enough time in these blueprints, I would know where everything is by now. But man, there's a lot going on with these. Oh,
Yeah.
This is a huge ship.
it is right over here. This is Captain Lynot's quarters. Happy, are you going with him, or are you staying away?
On moral support.
Is this all me?
Okay. So,
Okay.
so, put Jace up here in the bridge. So, you make your way to, oh, 3 right below you is a lounge bar. There you go. That's where Happy is, in the lounge / bar. On your way to Captain Lynot's quarters, in the corridor, you pass Ogilby, and he's going the opposite direction. And he, Darren, go ahead and make a recon plus intellect check.
Why don't you ask him if he's on his drugs?
I got a 6.
Oof.
Yeah.
He's not particularly hiding it well. You note that when he looks at you, he kind of sneers in a half smile and just keeps walking. Like he's heading up.
Well, that's no good sign.
Like he's heading back up towards the bridge.
All right.
And when you get to Captain Lynotte's quarters, you knock on the door, you ring the doorbell, there's no answer.
Oh,
She's at the bridge?
No, she's down in her quarters. Remember, she's been kind of sidelined. She is basically doesn't have much to do on her own ship since Admiral Kron took over.
So we're trying to get into her quarters, and she's not answering.
Correct.
She okay?
Yeah, we could check on her.
Can we? Or can you? I don't know.
I think it might be wise to let ourselves in if we can.
Sure.
She's okay.
The door is not locked.
All right.
So you open the door, and you see the old woman is slumped over her desk. And you see a little bit of blood coming out of her nose.
Shit, she died.
Oh no. I'm gonna call a medic immediately.
Okay. Jace is a medic.
All right.
Okay, you want me to do
I'm gonna
stuff?
call Jace.
Okay.
Oh god.
And-
Okay,
and-
here we go.
And do we call? We have to notify the medical officer.
The
I
immediate,
do that too.
the first immediate thing that both of you can tell is that her body is still warm. Jace, you can make a medic plus education check. And you get a plus
Okay.
3 to that because of your medic kit.
One of my dice went wild, so hold on. Okay. That gives me 12.
Ooh. So
Yeah.
you kind of go over her with the scan, and there are no signs, outward signs of any injuries. The medic, the med pack that you, or the med kit that you carry, the computer in it, comes back that most likely cause of death is a sudden stroke or aneurysm.
Mm.
Guess what? That can be faked.
What is your medic skill at?
0.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it comes back with most likely causes could be the initial scan doesn't show any particular signs of trauma to the heart, but coming from that, it thinks that most likely cause other than a small trickle of blood from the nose, her body's still warm, so she died very recently. The computer in the med kit tells you that she died in the last hour, probably within the last 45 minutes. And it says that most likely cause was sudden stroke or possibly an aneurysm, although the scan does not find any sign of ruptured blood vessels in the brain.
So
that sort of rules out aneurysm.
That does.
We need to call the medical out. We need to call the medical people and let them know we have a 911 medical issue.
Darren, you can make another recon plus intellect check while Jace is kind of going over. Are you calling Jace? Are you calling anybody while you're?
Yeah, I mean, who do we call to pick up bodies on the ship? I don't know.
I'll be the medical people.
You call the med bay. So.
Well, do you though? Like,
right?
Yeah, you
maybe
do.
we call Fixer Brill. we got a pickup in the office.
No, you want to call the med bay
Okay.
and say
Do
we
they
have
have a
discovered.
coroner?
Because it's,
We-
yeah, military. You
I would-
definitely want somebody.
Military
to,
doctors are coroners.
Yeah.
I can tell you,
Oh, okay.
my dad was one.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
They were like a separate department at the hospital. That's all.
I mean,
Right.
you know,
You just-
he
yeah.
went to one of the he would go to Air Force jet crash sites and he'd have to spec the body at the crash site, and they weren't always in one piece.
Yeah.
So, so you call down to the med bay and tell them the situation. They're getting somebody up. They're getting a crew up there ASAP, which means that you have, maybe a minute before people show up. What did Darren get on his recon check?
I got an 8.
Okay. Beneath her hand on the desk, you see that there is an Imperial intelligence report.
Well, I'm going to definitely take a look at that.
You're gonna move her dead hand off of it?
Can I see?
Yeah.
What can I see on it? Is there anything I can see?
So yeah, I mean, she was actively looking this over when she kicked it. It is detailing Aslan activity in the Trojan Reach. Stresses the importance of not provoking the Aslan Herate with an excessive Imperial military presence, as it could unify the warring clans by providing them with a common enemy.
Hey, just what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Seems that's a,
yeah, if
that
you want
sounds
the
like
entire
that.
Trojan Reach taken over by 7-foot tall cats.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Get the fucking ship out of here.
Yeah, it seems like the right thing to do. So we're heading right now towards where again?
Fantasy.
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 Right,
I
fantasy.
will bring that up.
So we'll be in fantasy in like a few days.
Let's see. Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, like at this point, less than a week.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Should we tell them that we suspect foul play?
Yeah.
Because we just saw that one guy leaving.
Yeah, given Ogilby's demeanor as he was leaving the area, it doesn't seem like he would have sneered if he had no knowledge of what was going on. So something's amiss with him.
Okay, like,
I don't know who we would bring that to.
So yeah,
We
within
don't
a
have
minute. I
anybody-
mean,
First
you know,
thing you want to
for-
do is tell whoever's going to examine her medically, because if they don't know to look for anything,
Yeah.
then they're just going to probably
can
say
I
natural
challenge?
cause.
Can I challenge Obi to a duel and kill him with my cutlass?
Ooh,
He might
maybe.
explode us in our brains, though. Like,
Yeah.
we might all get killed if we tell too much.
So yeah, let's say that we suspect foul play when she arrives or when the medic arrives.
So yeah, a medic and 4 medics and like a squad of Marines show up. You know, questioning you. What did you see? How'd you find her? Did you look at anything on her desk? Those kinds of questions. So what are you?
Oh no, we wouldn't look at anything on her desk.
we wouldn't. We'd never read anything on her desk.
We were distracted by her death.
Ooh, go ahead and make a deception plus social. Is it social? It would be. I get deception plus intellect check.
Okay. I got a 6.
Uh,
Not the worst failure.
No.
he also got a 6, so he's like, Okay. Okay. Didn't look at anything, and you just found her like this.
Well,
Actually,
we found her like this very recently. Yes, just now. Just now.
Are you gonna say we were on our way to tell on somebody and then she's dead?
no.
Gonna say
They don't need to know, so don't tell
yeah. I
them.
don't think we need to tell them. We need to tell them that we suspect foul play, but we don't need to say anything else.
See,
Oh,
the
okay.
way I was
Ogilvy.
thinking of it was
We
like
just saw Ogilvy
the
in the
rumor.
hall, and he looked strange.
If there's a rumor of a psionic murderer around, that's gonna spread like wildfire, and then he can't just like snuff us out to make the problem go away. That's all I was thinking.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Because that's like quite a juicy story on a ship, isn't it?
I would
I think
think.
everybody would go nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a secret scion that is murdering people with their brain is probably juicier
Yeah.
than an officer sleeping with an ensign.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sell that angle, I guess,
Go for it.
and just tell them.
Okay,
I
so
hope they don't become a serial killer.
so
That
you're
would be just too
are you
much.
specifically telling them that you suspect Ogleby to be a scion?
No,
Fuck.
we need to keep that
Um,
secret so I can kill him.
Yeah.
I want to kill
We
him.
should say we suspect foul play, and that we suspect maybe that
No.
somebody may have used psionics.
I'm gonna tell the
We don't
truth.
know.
I don't give a shit. You
Okay.
can come kill me, I guess. I'm gonna say it was fucking Ogleby. It was that huge guy. I think he's a psionic murderer.
All right.
No,
He was coming back when we went in to see her, and we were gonna go tell on him.
psionics. Well, I mean, that's a pretty big accusation. What rank is Ogleby? Does he even have a rank? Now I'm curious.
I don't think he's
think
technically
so.
part of the military.
He transcended ranks
He
and
does
also
he
fitness
he
testing.
wears a Tobian naval uniform, but
There's no rank on it.
he has no rank.
So it's legal to kill him. No, I'm just kidding.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna accidentally shove him out an airlock
I mean,
and-
it's pretty well known that Ogleby is
during a
part of-
jump.
that Ogleby is Kron's right hand man, and that he's a part of Admiral Kron's inner circle. But you're right; he doesn't have a rank. The security, the Marine in charge of security is like, well, that's a pretty huge accusation. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
I'll tell him that my friend Happy saw him glowing in the eye goggles.
Damn.
Is that right?
He says,
And
"Wait,
Happy runs back to the armory and puts the side glasses back
Happy's
in.
running back." So, wait, what were you guys doing with side goggles?
We were
Just fucking
peeing
around,
with
honestly.
paintball guns. We were going to use
Yeah.
them with paintball guns.
And the security chief, is like looking at you guys like, what the fuck? And he says,
Well, you had to have something. You had to have something to protect our eyes.
so you're telling
Teal
me
17 goggle.
you're
And
telling me
it only costs 375 millimeters of real Jack Daniels.
so he is unaware of Happy's state of drinking for the past couple of days, and he's like, so you're telling me that your flight officer checked out some highly classified high-tech equipment for detecting psionics and was wearing them as eye protection for playing a game of paintball And then what? He saw that Ogilvy was glowing through the lenses.
Yeah, that's right. And we know we fucked up. That's part of why we came to talk to the old woman. I mean, what we did was bad, but we stumbled on something really huge.
The security chief's like, okay, so he goes, so we're gonna have to go to the security office. We're gonna have to sort this all out. And
I get to kill Ogilvy.
Good thing we're in jump space right now.
You are in jump space. Yes. Is there?
I can challenge him to a duel. I have a +3 on all my rolls.
Oh wow.
One for dex and 2 for melee. Armed melee.
I'm just looking to see if there really. Okay. This may actually work out in your favor. So, yeah, I'm not. So I'm looking to see if there's any way that he can shield himself from this, and I am not seeing anything. These eye taps. There. Nope, that's not gonna work. I don't see any way for him to get away from this. So, the rest of the week in Jump Space, so they investigate you guys, and indeed, you, all three of you, you have fucked up. Yes. Resulting in 1 level loss of rank.
Oh shit!
No.
I'm back to a lieutenant.
Yep,
I'm a sergeant. Oh well.
Yep, you're back down to a sergeant.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that makes Darren.
Well, that's better than letting a guy run around murdering people.
Yeah.
That's true.
Only we get to do that on other planets.
Yeah. Here, hold on. What does that make Darren? Oh, I guess that would make you what, a commander?
Commander, yeah, that's right. That's what I was before.
Yeah, commander. Sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second. I'm like, wait, what does he know? And Happy's busted down to a lieutenant. And you're probably, for the rest of the week doing KP duty.
Not me.
They do arrest Ogilvy.
Oh yeah.
And part of that arrest involves him being put in the brig.
And they better check the old lady's cabin and doors for his fingerprints.
Yeah, they're dosing him with inhibitor drugs because they do find out that you are correct. He does check out as psionic, and he is arrested and put in the brig. This has kind of left Vice Admiral Krond in a rather difficult position, as far as uh, Ogilby goes. And he dresses you guys down. Just chews your ass out. Docks you, docks you down one rank, and probably a week's worth of pay. Has you on KP duty, etc. And but then kind of begrudgingly says, "But you did uncover this nefarious fiend's plot, and I can't believe that he murdered the captain. We will deal with this after. We will have a proper funeral for the captain after the assault in Fantasy." And he kind of puts you back into rotation. You can tell that he would prefer to yank you from the mission, and I mean, if it were up to him, he would space the lot of you. But he can't really do that because he doesn't have enough pilots, which is why you were trained to be pilots in the first place. And so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And so between that and the fact that Ogilby was his right-hand man, and he brings up several times that I can't believe he's been my friend for all these years. And you can all make a Recon plus social check.
Ooh, sucks for you. Sorry. I got 7.
I have 5.
Oof.
I got 12.
So, Happy, you detect whenever he brings us up multiple times that he can't believe that he's been friends with Ogilby for all these years, and he can't believe that he was secretly a scion. He's laying it on pretty thick. It all sounds like bullshit to you. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty clear to you that he probably knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should have given us a medal for snitching. I mean, if things were right.
It's another promotion.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we put our careers at risk.
I need to get promoted out of small boats so I can go run a ship.
And he's so butthurt about it.
I have the piloting skills and the astromechs and everything. I can go run a corvette or a destroyer or a frigate.
So the week ends up, with there's buzz all across the ship about. I mean, this does not stay as under wraps as anybody would have hoped, and the rumor mill is running wild. There's some rumors going around that one rumor is that somehow you guys were involved with the captain's death, and then there's another rumor that Krond had her assassinated. There's another rumor that Ogilby was actually acting on behalf of some pirate band in the Trojan Reach, and that he was some secret assassin that infiltrated the ship. That it's all just crazy. But at the end of the week, you do come out of jump in Fantasy.
And do our other characters actually have something in Fantasy?
So Fantasy, I need to bring my memory here. See, that is, I think that's in Waiawaha. Or I could just go to the index. Fantasy on page 181. So Fantasy, yeah, so the pirate characters, at least Devin and Cameron, their characters would probably remember this, but it had the descendants of a slave ship from the Glorious Empire that crashed on it. They were human slaves, and they were a product of of a genetic experiment that was engineered by the Aslan of the Glorious Empire. Um, so traits like strength, endurance, and physical attractiveness were enhanced, but their intellectual capacity and their ability for independent thought was diminished. So the Glorious Empire was trying to genetically breed the perfect human slaves, and also the sex ratio was changed. So for on the average, every 10 women that were born was only one male. And that ship crashed, killing the crew, but the slaves were alive because they were more protected in their low berths. And the low berths, of course, because the ship crashed, the emergency systems let them out, and so they set up their own little location here. The pirates in the past have used fantasy as a dumping ground for less than desirable individuals. Well, not necessarily less than desirable. People that wanted to hide and get away. And so the colony on fantasy has kind of grown over the years, literally, in game time and in real time. But when you come out of um, jump, of course, the fighters are almost immediately launched, and they are following immediately. They set upon two actively known pirate ships. There's a 310 pirate carrier named the Skull, and there's an armed free trader that has two triple turrets with pulse lasers and missile racks called the Happy Accident. And they were refueling by melting an icy asteroid and cracking the water for hydrogen. And um, they when the ships came out of jump, they immediately send a warning and tell a 75,000-ton cruiser and six Gazelle class escorts and the Morloon Lake. They warn them off and tell them that they don't want to have a fight, but will be happy to carry on a fight if need be. And of course, at this point, that is when you're going to launch ships. But they're not at the planet. They are choosing to. Um, they are in the process of doing wilderness refueling. Yep, here it is. Okay, there it is. You guys are transferred to Morloon Lake to launch. I'll look up what Morloon Lake is here in just a second. I might actually already have it. Oh, it looks like it's
Damn emerald's
looks
trying
like
to kill me.
looks like it's a gazelle. It says yes. So yeah, you guys launch.
I want a medium fighter.
Yeah, good luck. I know these 10-ton light fighters are
They're death traps.
essentially, yes, they're tin cans with an engine strapped to them.
Especially since we're up against 4 times as many enemy ships as we have.
Yeah, but you're Imperial Marines and Imperial Navy. That makes you, able to take on entire star systems. With just one
With
10-ton fighter, you could take over all of Drinax. Um,
yeah, right.
no, I should probably. There we go. All right, so you guys should have have the ability to move your own ships. And so we'll just keep it simple. The grid is on, but I turned off grid snapping. But you can measure. You can use a measuring tool. It's hold on. Here we go. Here are the stats for the light fighter. I mean, yeah, per turn, you can move up to 6 of these hexes now.
I got 4 hull points. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. And 2 armor. And I mean, you're not the
we're gonna
only.
die.
You're not the only.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Yeah, you're not the only fighters on here.
But it's again at the beginning of the campaign anyway.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Might as well die. We're gonna die in a brave fight to the death.
Okay. Man.
We'll do that.
All right.
Yes, pulse laser 3, whatever that means. Does it mean it has 3 of them?
I think that might be
on
like
the light fighter?
how much power it uses.
Yeah, it says pulse laser 3. Oh, that's power requirement. That's the power requirement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
1 fixed mounted pulse laser. Not good. I don't like this ship.
Focus on maneuvering, you guys.
Yeah.
Thrust 6. Well, I ain't using more than 4.
And what's the distance on the pulse laser?
Range on a pulse laser is. It's of course, they're going to go by range bands, but it says pulse laser is long. So long range would be 10,001 to 25,000 kilometers. So, I mean, anything in this is all dogfighting, so everything's going to be in range.
Right. Okay.
Let me bring up.
I don't think I can take on Happy Accident.
Yeah,
don't.
Happy Accident is a 210 far trader.
It certainly got more hit points than I can do with the one pulse laser.
I'm just throwing these up, and we'll probably pick this up next week, but I want to get you guys on the board.
So what are we rolling?
I'll tell you. Ooh.
12. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. And the NPCs are rolling well. All right, and then
Thank God it's not their shooting.
you can roll. Just go ahead and roll. Just like you normally would for initiative, but you also get to add +6 to that. So it's hold on.
+6.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Let me double check.
2D just plus intellect or education.
No, hold on. Let me
Dexterity.
see. Space combat. Initiative is 2D plus your piloting skill plus the ship's thrust score. So it's 2D plus 6 because that's the thrust score for the ship. And
And I get
plus
plus
your
I get +2 for starship or +2 for small ship. So I get +8.
right.
Okay.
And only I get a 15.
Okay.
What did you get?
14. Nice and
Not
clean.
that it matters. We're gonna die anyway.
Yes, I know.
All right.
Damn animal's trying to kill me. I'm gonna challenge him to a duel, and if we survive,
And just in case, I'm
what's his unarmed? What is his armed melee score?
or
Crond?
Yeah,
you mean Ogleby or Krond?
run.
That's a good
Walk
question.
up, slap it in the face, and ask for a duel. And I'm gonna use a armored knight's as in my hand, glove in my hand.
That's a good question. It is his. Well, he walks around with a sword, but he has no melee blade skill.
Oh, good. That gives me that he's -3 and I'm +2. I think I win.
So we will break here, and we will pick up with the initial space combat against these two next week, Wednesday night at 6 p.m. PST.
And we'll get to add
Awesome.
the colonel. Is
Yeah,
the colonel going to stay in?
Yeah, I already threw Wes's character on there, so we'll get his initiative next week and start this off.
Cool. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. All right, have a good night, guys. I will see you next week.
Thank you very
See you.
much.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Let me go. I forgot about PayPal. I need to go pay you.
Oh.